I'm gonna teach you how to make text messages using PowerDirector. Stay out of my DMs. I have a clip of a lady texting on her phone, and I want to show everyone what's going on in her conversation. First thing that you want to do is add a text bubble to the timeline. I got these text bubbles online, and I left a link in the video description so you can grab them too. I'm going to go up here to this text bubble, hold down my left mouse button. I'm going to drag it down to where I want it to start. Then I'm going to place my cursor at the end until I see two arrows pointed in the opposite direction. I hold down my left mouse button and I'm going to drag this out so it's the same duration as the clip above it. Now we need to change the text bubble color. So we're going to left click on Fix Enhance. We're going to go to Split Toning. I'm going to change the hue to blue. And I'm going to change the saturation all the way up to 100. And I'll close this out. Now we need to resize and position the text bubble. So we'll double left click on the text bubble in the timeline. You can use these nodes. If you place your cursor over a node, you can go ahead and drag it in and change the scale. I'm just going to type in the parameters that I want. And you can also go ahead and place your cursor over it. So you see these crosshairs and drag it to where you want it. I'm going to type those in as well. Now we can animate the text. So the first thing that we need to do is add a anchor point. So I'm going to click on Display Anchor Point. The anchor point is the anchor point of the object where it's going to come from. So I'm going to place my cursor here until I see a little green thumbtack under my cursor. Hold down my left mouse button and I'm going to drag this right to where I want it to start. Now I'm going to move my playhead to the beginning of the timeline. And I want to animate the scale to make it go big and then come down a little small, kind of make it pop. So I'm going to add a scale keyframe here at the beginning. I'm going to move 8 frames in. I'm going to place another scale keyframe here. I'm going to go back about 3 frames. And I'm going to place a scale keyframe here. So basically the third keyframe is the size that it's going to stay at. The first keyframe, which I'm going to click on right now, we want to make that 0 so that it looks like it's not there. It's just going to grow from there. The second keyframe, which we're going to click on now, we want it to be a little bit bigger than the last keyframe so that it kind of goes bigger and then comes back and makes it a little bit smaller. So we're going to just type in the parameters that we want. And now we're going to click on OK. Now we can add our text. We're going to go ahead and click on the home button and it'll take us to the beginning of the text bubble. We want to go in about 8 frames where we want our text to show up. Now we'll go to the title room. We're going to choose the default text. I'll go ahead and hold my left mouse button down and drag it right down to the playhead. Place my cursor at the end until I see these 2 arrows. Hold down my left mouse button and drag it out so it's the same duration as the clips above it. Now we'll double left click on the title. We'll double left click in the text box and we'll type in the text that we want it to say. Now we'll go ahead and resize this by placing our cursor over the node, holding down our left mouse button and make it as small as we can. Then we'll go ahead and move it. See if we can make it any smaller. Now I'm going to double left click in the box again. I'm going to change the font size. And now I'm going to go ahead and drag it right to where I want it. Once again, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard if you feel like you want to make minute adjustments to them. Next, we want to add an animation. So we're going to left click on animation. We're going to go to in animation. And we want this to be a fade. So we're going to click on fade. We want the fade to be kind of fast. So we're going to place our cursor over the end of the animation. hold down our left mouse button, and we're going to drag this down to make this faster. And now we'll click on OK. Now we need to add text that's going to go into the text bubble. So we're going to go ahead and click on the home key on our keyboard again, and it'll go to the beginning of the title that we just made. And we want it to start 5 frames after that. So we're going to go in 5 frames. Now we're going to copy this text. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to do copy. I'm going to right click on the track below it, and I'm going to do paste. Now I'm going to place my cursor at the end, hold down my left mouse button and drag it in so that it's the same duration as the other clips. Now I'm going to double left click on this text. And I'm going to place my cursor here until I see the crosshairs. Hold down my left mouse button and I'm going to drag it into the text bubble. Now I'm going to double left click in the text and type what I want it to say. I'm going to double left click in the box again, and I'm going to change the font to make it smaller. Now I'm going to go to animation. I'm going to go to animation in, and I'm going to change the animation to wipe right. And then we can go ahead and position the text where we want it. Once again, if we want to, we can use the arrows, kind of move it exactly where we want it to be on the screen. And now we need to change the speed of the animation. So it was really fast, so we need to move it out so that it's a little bit slower. Now we can click on OK. We can click on the home button on our keyboard and click on play. Now you can hit me up anytime. You can even use PowerDirector to make a retro computer text effect by watching this tutorial. Don't forget to smash my face to subscribe, hit me up with your comments, and drop me a like down below.